for you, boy, I'm all about my cream. So don't you get this shit confused. Give me fuck a nigga, boy, I'm all.
So, what's up? It's your girl Leah, and we back with another video. So, I really want to do like a story time of the time I've been pregnant and how things went with my pregnancy, the stillborn, or whatever. So, basically, I was in school. When I left school, a week after I left school, I found out I was pregnant. And that was like Mother's Day I found out. So I was like, me and my best friend period always come on at the same time. I was like, mine said, yeah, come on, but I ain't think like I'm pregnant or whatever. So it was like 3 days late or 2 days late. I think it was 3 days late. So I went to go get me a little test on Mother's Day, and I saw it. But I ain't really been scared or nothing, because I didn't think of nothing. Like, I didn't think I was. So I called my best friend when I saw it, and I started crying. Then I called my cousin. Then I called my friend, my other friend or whatever. So after I then called and tell some of my friends and whatever, so then I try to keep it a secret. Try to go to the hospital or whatever and get checked out by myself. But that didn't even go like that, for one, because I didn't have my social security and stuff like that with me or whatever. My mama had it. So I tried to play it off. I texted her and asked her for it. But I told her I needed it for my job. And then I guess it synced in to her, and she had texted me later that day after I done left the place, because they wouldn't even let me do it or whatever, because they said I had to have an appointment or something. So I left. So that's when my mama texted me and was like, if you pregnant, you need to tell me, because I just thought about something. Why do you need that for or whatever? And she already been asking me like, oh, before I even knew, she kept asking me was I'm pregnant. I kept saying no. So after that, I told her. I finally just told her, and then she wasn't mad. She was just like, well, I'm not mad or anything, this and that. Then after a while, she texted me another place to go to get checked out. So after that, I didn't have all my doctor's appointments and stuff like that. Then that's when things was getting real. So one of my appointments, they was telling me that my baby was smaller than what he was supposed to be or whatever. At this time, I didn't even know if it was a girl or a boy. I thought it was a girl, because I had got the little thing done, the 3D thing done, and the lady tried to tell me it was a girl. Whole time it was a boy. So they tried to tell me my baby was smaller than what it was supposed to be. It wasn't measuring what it was supposed to be or whatever. So they sent me to MUSC, and I went there. I started doing all my appointments there, and not at my other doctor. So they was basically telling me that my baby wasn't going to make it. They was saying that he was too small. He wasn't getting enough oxygen and food that he should, because of I had a bad placenta or whatever. And they were just saying it wasn't nothing that I was doing or anything. So then after a while, well, they kept doing tests and stuff to make sure nothing was wrong with him. and everything kept coming back good. He was doing good. Just I had low fluid, and then we after a while we kept going to appointments. I was going to all my appointments like every 2 weeks for them to check him to make sure he was doing good or whatever. And every time he was doing good and he was moving a lot, so they was like that he was a fighter. They always say that he was a fighter, and he was doing just good or whatever. And then like they was going to decide on should they take him early or not. And they asked me what that I wanted to do, and I was like, I want them to take him early so that he could get more food and oxygen or whatever, because it was gonna like put like a tube down him and everything. So they said they was gonna discuss that on November the 26th. So then I had on November the 16th or 15th, I had an appointment to go get him checked or whatever, go look and see what he was doing, make sure everything was okay. And that whole night, I kid y'all not, that whole night he was moving, and like I could not sleep because like that's how much he was moving. And then that when I woke up finally that morning, I felt him moving a little bit, but not as much. And then like when we got to the doctor's appointment, when I got in the car, I felt him move, but I didn't know if that was him moving or what. But so when I got to the back, got my ultrasound done, we were just sitting there, and when we were sitting there, you could see him, but it's like he had looked so different. Like, not as in I could actually see him, but it's like every other time he be folded up, like all the time. He always folded up, and I never could get good pictures because of it or whatever. And he was not moving, like his hands was just still. And it had looked like I knew it was something off because like I never seen him in that position before or whatever. So then, and it's like the doctor would never like let it stay on him. It was like she would go all the way to the bottom of him. So she jumped up and was like, I will be back, I have to go get the doctor. So that's when it was me, my mom, and my cousin. And we was like, me and mom look at each other. She was like, Leah, is he moving? And I was like, Mom, I don't know, because he was just moving this morning. And I was like, so I got my stomach, start shaking, try to make him get up, try to make him move. Then Mama had this thing on her phone where we could hear his heartbeat. So we put it there before she came back. And we thought we heard his heartbeat, but maybe it was mine. So I was like, well, that's his heartbeat. And then Mom was like, yeah, well, he okay. And then the doctor came, and she was like, she sat down in front of me, and she was like, I'm sorry to tell you, but he passed away. We can't find a heartbeat. And all I could do, I just turned my head, and I started crying. And then she started hugging me. And then she was like, you didn't feel anything different? And I was like, no, he was just moving. Like, I felt him moving the whole night. Like, I just didn't understand. Like, I don't know. I just thought he was doing so good, and he was starting to get a little bigger. So then they told me they had to go send me to the hospital, and then I had to have him. Like, I had to actually have him. So, we went there to the children's hospital, And when we got there, they put me in the bed, start hooking up like the medicine in my arm, the IV. Then like I didn't have them till the next day, and they started making my contractions come and whatnot. Then after that, after a while, I had him. It was like when I was having him, like the pushing part wasn't bad at all. But it was like after he actually came out, I was good up until he came out and I could not hear him cry. Like, that was the worst thing ever. Like, you pushing your child out, you waiting to hear them cry for the first time and you can't even hear none of that. Like, that was the worst thing ever, y'all. So, after that, like, when I pushed him out and I was like, I bust out and cried because like, I couldn't hear him cry. And then everybody else around me started crying. Then after a while, I still had some of his placenta in me, so I had to get that scraped out. They put me to sleep and did that. And then like they took pictures of him, like professional pictures. They gave me 2 pictures of him. They let me hold him. He stayed with me for how long I wanted. Then the next day I get to hold him, and we did a baptism. And then like after that, I didn't want him to keep coming back in my room because you don't want to keep seeing that, him not moving, him not crying, you can't change his diaper, nothing. So I'm just holding him, and I was like, I don't want him to suffer just sitting there, and it's his time to go or whatever. So I let them take him, and then I didn't see him after that Saturday. And then when I stayed in the hospital for like 4 or 5 days, and then after that Friday we had got him buried, and he had his little casket. It was cute and everything. We did like a little small ceremony at the burial ground. I still have all his his ultrasounds and all of that. Like, I want to keep all of that. So I'm gonna show y'all what the people at the burial ground gave me, and a ultrasound, and his like the little teddy bear with his heartbeat. So stay tuned. This is what I got with the heartbeat. I'm gonna find a good picture because I don't want to just show all of his ultrasound pictures. Y'all, they really been telling me I've been having a girl the whole time up until I got the real DNA thing. Okay. This was him. This was his little thing going around his little head. This what the funeral home gave me with his name on it. Baby Casey and Amir Jones. And they gave me the teddy bear to go with it. This was one of the little thing that my cousin gave me to put. I had 2 of them. One's on his grave and one I kept. So I want y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. And I want to thank all of the ones that been there, who came to the hospital to see me, who checked up on me. Just all of that. I appreciate everything. And this is my story. So